Hello YouTube. Hope everybody is doing well. If you're new here, I do appreciate you stopping by. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much for your support. Today, guys, I just want to bring you out in the garden. We have been busy. That's why I haven't been on here. We have been canning, freeze drying. We got 48 pounds of potatoes that have already come out of the ground over there. We've got over 25 pounds of onions. There's still some onions that haven't been pulled yet. I'll show you those in a few minutes. We've been pickling. It's been crazy. Main reason I want to bring you out, guys, the heat with no rain. We're not expecting rain. Today is Thursday, and we're not expecting rain for probably till sometime next week. Very minimal chances of it anyway. Got a zucchini in there. But yeah, I hope your gardens are doing well, guys. I do. I hope everything's working well for you. But this heat, we are watering in the mornings early, and then in the evenings just about dusk when the sun's going down, we get them good and wet. But you can tell it's taking its toll on everything. This heat's just, you really got to stay on top of it. You do. And make sure you're keeping your stuff watered. Do not water in the heat of the day. You don't want to do that. We've got the cherry tomatoes. They're coming along good. We are putting back as much as we can for long-term storage. I think she's already done 16 quarts of potatoes. And we've been freeze drying eggs because now we have an overflow of eggs. That's that time of year. We've done as much as we can with them, and now we're starting to have to freeze dry them. And what we're trying to do is make sure everything stays watered good, because you can see, guys, we've got a lot of tomatoes everywhere down here. And the calcium that we put down is really helping with the root rot, or not root rot, I'm sorry, blossom rot. And we had a couple that had it, and that's what indicated we need to put that around. So if you see that powder on the ground, that's what that's going to be. But hopefully by planting these tomatoes in stages, we really only lost, I think, 2 tomato plants out of all of these. And those were planted the latest. So they should be blooming here soon. Give them some time to get here. But they're really looking good, guys. I got to get over there. I've got to clean up where we had the potatoes and the onions. Still got a couple of places for onions, or a couple of onions still out there that hadn't fallen over yet. They're still growing. So we're not worried about those right now. But look at that guy there. We're just waiting for him to turn. Look how big he is. He's huge. That is a huge tomato. And hopefully all of them will be getting that way. These are Homestead heirloom. And these were all from seed. We didn't buy any tomato plants. None. She started all of them in the greenhouse, and they went phenomenally well. And we are going to have quite a bit of them. Everything looks healthy, except for this guy here. Like I said, we lost one, and he's just dropped off to nothing. So I'm going to probably just pull him up. Those tomatoes aren't any good. We still got a few onions left in here to get out, and then I'll come back. I'll clean all this up. We're still debating. We may do, I know this area over here is going to be used for, she's going to do more broccoli in the fall, probably some more cabbage, but it's a mess right now, but I will get that cleaned up. But now's the time to be doing this stuff, guys, and working hard at it, learning it. You don't want to get caught in a grid down situation or something where you're reliant on grocery stores. You don't want to do that. The more you can do for yourself, the better off you are. Because really, the time to prepare is when you don't have to. And, you know, if you're preparing now when times are good, or somewhat good, then you're not in that rush to be out there with everybody else trying to get the stuff you need. And knowing how to do this on your own, I think is a good thing for the beginners, you know. I preach it all the time. Try to learn these skills, guys. You don't have to have a garden this big. I'm going to show you here in a few minutes when I get back up there. We've got a couple of things growing on the back deck. We got a cucumber plant that has gone absolutely crazy. We're growing watermelon in a container. So that looks pretty cool. But you can see everything's looking good. It's just this heat. It's just the heat. It's just beating down on everything. But keeping them watered, you can see how good the leaves look on most of them. Some of them are a little wilty. Like this guy right here. He needs to come off. We'll cut that one off so he's not drawing energy from the fruit of the plant. But you do that, kind of get the old stuff off. I've told you before, she's letting the broccoli over there go to seed. It's bolted and flowered. So they'll be going to seed. She did the same thing with the lettuce. And so we're putting back as much as we can, guys. We're going to do a canning video on our potatoes when she has a chance, because right now canner's been running non-stop just about. She's been pickling, canning, like I say, freeze drying, putting back as much as we can. So anyway, let me go show you what we got on the deck, and I'll let you go, guys, because I didn't want to keep you this long. But all right, I'll see you in just a few minutes. All right, guys, here is the back deck. Took me a minute to get up here. I want to show it to you. We've got this self-watering container here. You put water right down here in this hole, and it fills up the bottom. And there's a screen in there, and the dirt just kind of soaks it up, and we just fill that up. And this is our cucumber plant out here on the back deck. It's got a lot of male and a lot of female blooms on it. We're gonna wait to see what happens. The last ones we did out here did real good. The cucumbers came off. We had a lot of cucumbers. We've got the same thing over here, except we've got tomato plant over here. These are the Homestead tomatoes. Got those growing in here, because we really do a lot with tomatoes. I know y'all are probably saying they got more, tomatoes than they need, but it takes a lot when you're making sauce and you're making tomato paste and stuff. So I like these little guys here. I don't know where we got them at. They're just self-watering. I think we got them, I believe, at Ace Hardware. Been a long time ago, but they've come in really handy. And then over here is basil. That's a lot of basil there. And right here, we've done this a few years in a row. These are Sugar Bush baby watermelons, and we raise them in these big pots here, and they get about 8 inches big around. Now we will have to start. Last time they produced really good, we had to tie them up with string because they were getting heavy. And you can see they've got blooms on them. And we usually get, not all the blooms will produce, but it seems like last year we got about 10 watermelons out of 4 pots this size. We only cut back to 1 this year. They're like a picnic watermelon. I think they were introduced in like 56, don't quote me, 57, 58. It's like it's when they officially came out with after they did the seeds and worked it out to do that. And then here again, we got another big tomato plant. So, and you can do this in the small tubs like this, and it works really good. We just keep them out here. They're real easy to water and look after. Yeah, this is not going to produce a ton of food for you. I know a lot of channels say, you can grow a lot like that, and you can, but you have to have a lot of it. So as far as being dependable to put back a lot for long-term storage, you'll probably be able to put some back for freezing, and maybe can 1 or 2, 3, maybe 4 jars of tomato sauce, or at least have fresh basil when you're ready to cook. Come out and get a watermelon when they're ready. You can freeze some of the watermelon, but don't get caught up in the idea that if you just have a few of these big pots in your container gardening, or a few 5-gallon buckets, you're going to be self-sustainable with your food. I think anybody doing anything is a plus. That way you're learning, you're trying to understand how your plants are going to grow, what they require. In a lot of places, all you have is an apartment and you're very limited to space, but at least you're growing some of your own food. you're gaining that skill. And that's the biggest thing I think people really need to learn to do. We had mint here, and the sun has burned it up no matter how much watering we do. We water this as much as we water these here. But the mint just did not take off good this year, but it'll come back next year. So anyway, with that, guys, I'm gonna let you go. I do hope the heat is not killing your garden. I really do. We're trying to stay on top of it. Try to stay on top of yours, man. Maybe we'll be getting some rain soon. All right, guys, I do appreciate it. Until next time, I'm Tad, and we will talk about it. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.